Well, good afternoon, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don with you in Dr. Don's Weather Center, your Southern Union State Community College First Warn Weather Center. It is Wednesday, July 21st, 2020 on Dr. Don's weather page. Hey, we don't have any severe weather out there right now, but we do have some pretty big thunderstorms across West Georgia and East Alabama. And these storms are moving somewhat backwards this afternoon. So in the process of putting together your primetime forecast for tomorrow, thought we would jump in here just for a few minutes and kind of tell you where these storms are, where they're headed, and what you can expect over the next hour or so across East Alabama and West Georgia. All right, so the storm of the hour right now is this big thunderstorm that's running right across the eastern side of Randolph County, back over into western Georgia, back over into western Heard County, and then back up into western Carroll County, stretching from about Bowden down to Graham, to just east of Woodland, back over to Ephesus, down to Big Springs, just north of Texas, Georgia, and also just northeast of High Shoals. This thing is just to the west of Rupeville. Now, it is moving backwards. Normally, our storms come out of the west, moving to the east. Well, today, we're kind of seeing movement back to the west or northwest. These storms really don't have a tremendous amount of forward motion on them. They're basically stationary but drifting or building back to the west-northwest. There may be forward motion of a couple of miles per hour, but it's really nothing significant. And as you can see with the loop here, this storm was stronger. It appears to be either decaying or weakening, and it could fire back up, but it just doesn't look right there, which was at 4:39. That was about 20 minutes or so ago. It appeared to be at its strongest. Right, this frame is indicating that there was some hail up there in the Graham area. Then as we move forward, we'll take it out to around 4:50. That was 5 minutes ago. You'll see that we lost that hail signature up there in Graham, and that is your current shot. We should get an update here in just a few moments. Matter of fact, I'm going to take that off and go over to Birmingham. And take just a second for that to load. Maybe you may still have a little hail there just to the west of Ephesus, just east of Woodland. I know there's the wind's been pretty gusty down there. That's the outflow from this storm. It's not associated with the storm directly, but the outflow winds coming out from under this towering thunderstorm as it releases a tremendous amount of precipitation is where all that wind is coming from. And then up here between Hawk and Graham, another fairly significant cell, and then a lighter cell there right over Graham. Now, I know you folks up there in Graham been begging for some rain here in the last several days. Well, there you go. You should be getting some now. And Woodland, I don't know. This stuff down here around Big Springs, and the tail end of this one just west of Ephesus may come right over Woodland. But again, we're going to watch it and see, because this is the MO of these storms. They get so strong so fast, then they play out and they dissipate. And then, a few minutes later, we'll get another one pop up in the outflow boundary of the first one. So it's really hard to tell you exactly where these things are going to go and exactly how strong they're going to be. The only severe weather we've got in East Alabama right now is up there in center Alabama. This is a severe thunderstorm warning now for southern Cherokee County in northeast Alabama. It's in effect until 5:30. So that's about another 33 minutes or so for this severe thunderstorm warning up there in southern Cherokee County. This will affect locations such as Center, Pleasant Gap, Ball Flat, western Weiss Lake, and eastern Weiss Lake up there in northeast Alabama. All right. Okay, so let me zoom out and we'll show you the big picture. Really not a whole lot going on in East Alabama and West Georgia other than those storms up there in western Heard, extreme southwestern Carroll, and northeast Randolph. A couple of spots right there along I-20 up in Cleburne County, and then that severe thunderstorm warning up there in southern Cherokee. Over in northwest Georgia, just south of Rome, some pretty heavy thunderstorms there. I would suspect 75 and 575 is just a nightmare right now as far as traffic is concerned. They had some serious problems up there on 575 about an hour ago. Now they got rain on top of it. So some of you folks trying to commute up to northwest Georgia out of Atlanta, it's really bad. They had an accident up there that just shut down the whole interstate. Now they got rain on top of it. So, yeah, if you're caught in this just below the 575-75 split, you may be there quite some time. And then looking, let me go back to the composite. And that'll give you a better idea of what the entire area looks like. We've had some pretty heavy thunderstorms in North Georgia, but they have kind of faded away. Some showers up there on Highway 400. Really big thunderstorms over in South Carolina, and then down there around Eufaula back in Alabama. Big thunderstorms across South Georgia. Northwest Florida getting on some thunderstorms there. A few scattered thunderstorms in southwest Alabama, but the big show right now is that one severe thunderstorm warning in northeast Alabama, southern Cherokee County, and then that line of storms up there in North Alabama also. Now, I will tell you this, coming up in your primetime forecast, which I'll have up for you in about an hour, we're going to talk about a tropical situation developing down in the possibly in the Gulf of Mexico. I'll let you know what the status is on that right now and where we think that storm is going to go. And then there's another area of disturbance, so about halfway between Cuba and the African coast, that may eventually become an issue in the Gulf of Mexico as well. You know, the tropics have been very quiet here the last couple of 2-3 weeks. And but it looks like things are changing. So we will update you on the tropic situation. I'll tell you how long we think this horrible heat wave is going to continue and what your rain chances are looking out over the next several days. I'll jump up here on the chat board right quick and see if anybody has any questions. We're not here because of severe weather in East Alabama or West Georgia. I was just in the process of putting together your primetime forecast and saw a pretty good-sized thunderstorm coming into East Randolph County, so I thought I'd jump in there and just talk to you about that for just a few moments, and there it is right there. You can see it. Let me, before I go to the chat board, let me run the timing and track on this. All right, Butler's Mill at about 5:22. So in about 20 minutes, this storm will be up there around Butler's Mill. It is moving completely backwards. Normally the storms move from west to east or northwest to southeast. But today we're going southeast to northwest. So it's the heaviest part of the storm is going to run right between Woodland and Graham, probably a little bit closer to Graham than Woodland. Not so sure Woodland gets any of this heavy storm. Now, some of this stuff down here around Big Springs, that may rotate up through Woodland, and we'll just have to see how strong it gets before it gets up there. All right, so let me go back up here to the board and see if anybody has any questions. Got a family reunion going on in there. That's cool. All right, so Paula says that she's in the pool out here in Casita, Alabama. How much time do we got? Yeah, Casita, you're fine. Yeah, no worries. Enjoy the pool. There's Casita right there, and all this stuff is moving away from you. The stuff that's up in Randolph County anyway is moving away from you. And so looking back to your southeast, there's nothing out there right now. So enjoy the pool, Paula. Hello, Deborah. Thanks for watching us. Okay, so Salty Sue said that Sandy Knight said hello. Tell Sandy I said hi. Sandy works in our state warning point in Atlanta. Thanks. And tell Sandy I've been eyeing them cakes that she's been cooking and putting on Facebook, and I do know how to get to headquarters, so all she's got to do is tell me it's ready, and I'll be on my way. There's another Jeemer feller. Hello, Elrod. It's about time for me to head back south again. I'm out of shrimp, so y'all come up with something down there. There's Chance. He's got us going on over in Wadley. Hey, Kelly. Shirley's watching us. You're welcome, Kelly. Thank you. Roanoke got us turned on. Thank you, Teresa. Yeah, Kelly, I know Roanoke needs rain. There are a lot of places that need rain. I was fortunate up here in the mountains to get a little shower last night, but it just didn't last long enough. Speaking of which, let me share this with you. You know, I got a dose of my own medicine last night. You know, I always preach to you guys when you hear thunder. I can't believe I'm telling this, but I'm an honest kind of guy. When you hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. Well, I was preparing for nighttime rest last night, and I really, honestly, had not been paying that much attention to the radar. And I typically don't watch it, you know, unless I know there is something brewing, because I got so many other things going on. But anyway, I was headed to bed, and I hear all this ruckus outside, and I'm going, well, we must have a bear out there on the deck or something. Raccoons are at it or whatever, deer, what, you know, we got a zoo up here. So I opened the front door and looked outside. I didn't see anything. But after opening the door, I could hear some rumbling off in the distance, so it turned out to be thunder. So, yeah, I checked the radar. Sure enough, there's a thunderstorm about 5 or 6 miles southwest of us, kind of headed in our general direction. So, I just go out there and sit down on the porch. It starts raining. You know, we got a metal roof, listening to the rain, cool stuff. And remember what I tell you. If you can hear thunder, you're close enough to get struck by lightning. Lightning hits a tree in my front yard, or very close to our front yard, right on the edge of our road at the end of our driveway that comes up into the yard. And needless to say that I came on back inside the house. That was a little close, too close for comfort. So, yeah. You hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. Always remember that. Angie's asking the question, will Roanoke get any rain this afternoon? Angie, that's a tough question to answer, but I will say this, just in the last 5 minutes while I was rambling on, we do have a cell that's just popped up just south of Rock Mills. So East Roanoke, Rock Mills, Bacon Level, the heaviest rain's out there on 16, out there in Bacon Level. This should move right over the city of Roanoke. Now, it's not very big, and unless it grows bigger, and it certainly could. Right now, there's no lightning involved in it. You see the lightning strikes up here is 0 for the time being. Let me move that over where everybody can see it. It's right there beside the Southern Union logo. 0 strikes in this frame in the last 2 minutes. So yes, this will move toward the city of Roanoke. It just popped up, so I would expect it to build out and probably grow a little bit bigger before it moves over Roanoke. Got a little light rain up there around Crystal Lake now. And that's on the extreme southern end of what appears to be a little line trying to form. We got some rain up there around High Shoals, Springfield, Weehadkee, and then coming up the eastern side of Randolph, Big Springs, some light rain there. Liberty East Baptist Church, you got some light rain, though it looks like the heaviest of the rain, for now anyway, is going to go north of Liberty East. Probably for the most part, it's going to stay north of Woodland also, because this stuff is moving back to the northwest, and there's your heavy rain. Just to the west of Ephesus, and you can see this hasn't moved very much since we've been here talking. It just hadn't moved much at all. Just west of Graham, you got a deluge going on right there. So some really heavy rain falling up there on Highway 48, just west of the four-way stop there at Graham. And, from Graham down to almost Woodland, you've got heavy rain up there, and that's moving back up toward Pine Hill. Probably will slip just south of Ranburne. But I think Pine Hill gets it. I think they get some pretty good rainfall out of this. And then you got one just to the east of Pine Tucky that's going up into Cleburne County. And then when we get up there in Cleburne County, up around Heflin, some heavy rainfall right there along I-20. Not a good ride from 431 and I-20 back toward Oxford. Not a good ride right now. You folks in Carrollton, just some light rain around the city, nothing of any great significance. And we still have that severe thunderstorm warning up there in southern Cherokee County. I've got 100% chance of hail and 40% chance that we have some severe hail, a 3/4 inch or greater. So maybe some hail problems up there. So let's see. You're welcome, Angie. So again, just recap one more quick time. All this stuff you see on the radar in Randolph County, that's in eastern Randolph County. It is moving backwards from the way that it normally moves. It is moving back toward Randolph County, not leaving Randolph County. This stuff in eastern Randolph, in western Hurd, and western Carroll is moving toward Randolph County. So understand that. It is not severe. It's nowhere near severe limits right this moment. We'll watch it real close. And if it were to go severe, I'll come right back with you, and we'll do live severe weather coverage. Meanwhile, I invite you to stand by. I'm working on your primetime forecast. We'll update this heat wave that continues across the east. I'll let you know what your rain chances will be over the next several days, and I'll also show you the very latest information out of the tropics as things have all of a sudden become relatively active now in the Gulf of Mexico and out in the Atlantic. This has been Severe Weather Coverage, brought to you by Southern Union State Community College and all those fine folks you see scrolling at the bottom of your screen from Dr. Don's weather page.